They laughed at Orlando Brown, called him crazy, dismissed him. But now, after a federal judge's shocking ruling, the truth about the secret world of Hollywood's elite, Diddy, Jay-Z, and the alleged underground parties is unraveling before our eyes.
It was life-changing for me, but not as life-changing as Craig Mack almost killing Diddy. I mean, you Craig Mack, you tell me why you was finna kill Puff.
I'm not Craig Mack.
You lying. You lying like a mother. You mean to tell me Jay-Z ain't Craig Mack? You a liar, Kaz. On Paru, you lying.
What the fuck?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. And you did kill Diddy, nigga. And that's why he all in this situation. Nigga, you fuck Diddy, Kaz. You did it, Kaz. You the one did it. It wasn't Puff, bro. It was you. On gang, it was you. We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
For years, rumors have swirled about the dark side of the music industry. Stories of power, corruption, and silence. But when a federal judge refused to grant Diddy an evidentiary hearing over leaked footage of an alleged assault, it wasn't just a legal blow. It was a signal that something far deeper was at play. Now, with lawsuits mounting and shocking testimonies emerging, the walls are closing in on some of the most powerful names in entertainment.
A former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild parties and drug use. Eva Pilgrim is here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. At this point, we've all probably heard about these infamous parties. Diddy's assistant now giving us details about what he says were called Wild King Nights.
This morning, new details allegedly inside Diddy's world before his shocking arrest. The entertainment mogul now behind bars for federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
It was a circus. He did whatever he wanted, and we were just at his disposal.
Phil Pines was Diddy's senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021. He says his then boss asked him to purchase supplies for parties dubbed Wild King Nights.
We usually had a laundry list of items that included lights, alcohol, marijuana, ketamine, Molly. Those requests started to become more frequent.
Pines claims many of these parties involved younger women.
A lot of times you'd have him with a younger female, and there's a power dynamic there. A more impressionable girl is easier to reel in. Consent is between the people that are engaging, and I wasn't there in these situations to understand the consent.
The new interview, part of Investigation Discovery's docuseries, The Fall of Diddy.
My job is to shield his private life from the public.
Pines even sharing audio he says is of Diddy telling Pines to bring him various substances during those Wild King nights.
Phil, I need some Cialis. Can you give me 20 Xanax, please? Hey, Phil, I need a plan B.
I remember hearing the words, "Prove your loyalty to me, King." He grabbed me by the shoulders, pushed me to a girl that was on the couch.
Diddy's facing federal charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, assault. Jay-Z's name is being dragged into the courtroom. And the most unexpected voice in all of this? Orlando Brown, the former Disney star turned Hollywood outcast, who's been saying things for years. Things that now seem impossible to ignore.
Is it true Diddy gave you oosh-squash?
Man, it was a night of great slip and slidedom. It was a night of great slip and slidedom. Okay?
A lot of baby oil.
No. A lot of spit. A lot of spit where I come from, brother. Okay? A lot of spit. I'm trying to teach you niggas some shit. Long time ago. Okay? Yeah, it was a lot. He was slipping on my tongue. He was like this, slipping and sliding.
Did he ever reach out to you about that? After that went
Nah,
viral?
he be laughing about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about it is like, you know, like it's not it's not funny to anybody but us. Everybody is like, they're laughing shit, but it's really like, it's funny to us though. Like that's cute and shit. But if it was a problem, I'd have got dealt with, just like everybody else. I'd have got dealt with if it was a big problem. But it's funny though, you know, because how else am I supposed to express somebody in their downtime being beautiful? And I have an eye, like I told you, I asked God for sight. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that, let's say if I know that Beyonce, or no, let's say Janet Jackson is Diddy. Let's just say Janet Jackson is the real Diddy, right? Which she is. And so the things that Janet has on people because of her sexuality, and I'm able to identify her in her downtime as Janet Jackson, but I also know that she's Diddy. It's kind of crazy for people to not understand that themselves. You think at that level, she has one level of life?
So, what's really happening behind the scenes? Who's pulling the strings? And why did a judge just make a decision that could blow the lid off everything?
Well, Judge Subramanian denied the defense's motion to amend the protective order, but without prejudice, meaning this issue could be revisited. So Subramanian's order reads, quote, "While the government objects to handing the videos over, they provide several options for a defendant to consider that would permit the defense to view the videos, access the information they're looking for, and even allow them to manipulate the videos as they see fit. To the extent these options are insufficient, the defense may propose other options to the government. It doesn't appear that the defense did this before raising the issue with the court. The parties should have these discussions, and if they really reach an impasse, the defense can come back to the court. And if that happens, they should be prepared to clearly articulate why they need possession of the videos despite the options furnished by the government." So, Combs and his team, they don't get the tapes, and Judge Subramanian seems to be, calling out the defense a bit. Like, you really could have worked this out with the prosecution before, right? Did you really need the court to step in? Did you even ask the prosecutors how you might be able to regularly view and analyze the tapes as you see fit to prepare for your defense? So, look, this issue may be revisited if they really can't figure out a way to make all of this work. And look, it's not surprising that the judge just won't allow the defense copies of these tapes and amend the protective order. I mean, essentially, we're talking about sex tapes, right? Key pieces of evidence in this case is very private, very sensitive. Got to be careful about how this is handled. And let's not forget, Sean Combs is in hot water right now. He was denied bail again, partly because he was accused of violating the Bureau of Prisons rules by improperly using other inmates' phone access numbers, improperly contacting people, and allegedly trying to reach out to victims and witnesses while he's locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center. Can he and his team be trusted with copies of these videos? Now, to be clear, the judge didn't say that in his order, but you have to wonder if that is ultimately a point of consideration in not handing these tapes over to Sean Combs and his team.
On December 16th, Judge Arun Subramanian made it clear Diddy's claims that the government leaked damning hotel footage to CNN simply weren't backed by evidence. That footage? It allegedly shows Diddy assaulting Cassie Ventura, grabbing her by the neck, throwing her down, kicking her. A brutal image that now sits at the center of his downfall.
The judge ruled that Diddy's legal team would not be allowed to have their own copies of the tapes, but would still have the opportunity to view and analyze them under strict court-supervised conditions. This decision was made after extensive discussions on privacy, legal fairness, and the sensitive nature of the footage. The court emphasized that protecting the alleged victims was the top priority, expressing concerns that unrestricted access to the tapes could put them at risk. Diddy's attorneys pushed for full access, arguing that it was essential for building a strong defense. However, the court ultimately ruled in favor of limited access, a decision that has drawn mixed reactions. Many are now questioning the content of the tapes and how they might shape the trial. Diddy's defense, what his lawyers are saying. Diddy's legal team strongly maintains that the tapes are crucial in proving his innocence.
But here's where it gets murky. Diddy's legal team insists this is part of a coordinated takedown, an operation by Homeland Security to smear him before he ever steps foot in a courtroom. The feds deny it. They claim they didn't even have the video when CNN aired it.
The defense, it's shaping up to be exactly what you told us it was going to be, a defense of consent. So it's all about consent. I mean, can you just explain to us a little bit what's gone on with these and what the defense have said?
So what the defense has done is they're taking an interesting tack, and I think the legal analysis is becoming fascinating. And they're saying if you look at these videos, this shows a consensual relationship, if you was. The great thing for them, for their defense about that is that's in the past. All the folks on social media and so forth are saying, well, these people are drugged. They're saying they're drugged. Don't forget, it's easy to prove the court of public opinion, but when you get into an actual court, the federal government has approved their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And someone just getting on the stand and saying, I was drugged, the defense can ask a very simple question. Where's the drug test? Where's the proof? You just saying it now, there's a lot that's going to happen. And I understand where the defense is going. There's like, this is consent. And if it is consensual, butt-naked baby oil freak-off parties aren't illegal. What's illegal is the sex trafficking aspect of this case. And they're saying there is no sex trafficking. Always was going to be the defense, always.
Well, look, we can't say who victim one is as the BBC because the prosecution have not announced who victim one is. The defense have defined them as somebody who had a consensual relationship with Sean Combs, and they are still participating, they're giving evidence to the grand jury. They've said it's consensual. I mean, how'd you prove that?
Well, don't forget, here's the great thing about it. We're innocent until proven guilty. It's not how do they prove it, it's how does the government disprove it. So if you're the defense and you're showing the video, they're just like, well, look at the video. The cross-examination is going to be intense.
So, if it wasn't the government, who leaked it and why? Diddy's empire is crumbling. The mogul, once untouchable, now sits in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. But his legal problems don't stop there. A woman from Alabama has accused him and Jay-Z of raping her when she was just 13 years old.
Jay-Z is speaking out after he's accused by a woman in a civil lawsuit of raping her when she was 13, along with Sean Diddy Combs. On December 8th, the accuser, identified anonymously as Jane Doe, refiled a sexual assault civil lawsuit she had originally filed against Diddy in October, adding in Jay-Z's name as an additional defendant. Per NBC News, she alleges in the new documents that in 2000, when she was 13, the two drugged and raped her at a house party following the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, issued a statement to E! News hours after the suit was refiled, addressing the lawyer who filed it, Tony Busby. Calling the allegations, quote, heinous, Jay-Z says in the statement, quote, I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. He further calls the claims idiotic and alleges that before refiling the suit, Busby had contacted the rapper's own attorney to try to reach a settlement. He alleges further in a statement, quote, what he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. In a statement to E! News, Busby said his firm did send Jay-Z's attorney a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim. That person, he adds, quote, never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Busby continues, quote, as far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Jay-Z, who shares daughter Blue Ivy and twins Rumi and Sir with wife Beyonce, adds that his only heartbreak is for his family. He says, quote, "My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." He adds, quote, "I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age." The lawsuit marks one of several sexual abuse civil suits filed against Diddy in recent months, and the first to include him and an additional celebrity as a defendant. Diddy is currently in jail awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges, for which he has pleaded not guilty. He has denied any wrongdoing in all of the cases.
A U.S. district judge ruled she can proceed with her lawsuit anonymously. Jay-Z's lawyers? They fought tooth and nail to force her to reveal her identity. The judge wasn't having it. Instead, she called Jay-Z's lawyer out for what she called inflammatory language and a waste of judicial resources.
To the latest in the lawsuit against Jay-Z, accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of raping a 13-year-old girl at a party. A federal judge ruling the woman alleging the attack can remain anonymous. Morgan Norwood has the details. Morgan, good morning.
Whit, good morning. From the moment this case was filed, Jay-Z's legal team fought to get it dismissed, arguing that the woman accusing him must reveal her name. But this morning, a judge ruling she doesn't have to, at least for now. The judge also had some sharp words for its lawyers, calling them out for their aggressive filings and personal attacks and asking them to tone it down.
This morning, a legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it.
But let's rewind, because this isn't just about lawsuits and courtroom tactics. This is about the underground world of elite Hollywood parties, the secret gatherings, the whispered names. Enter Orlando Brown. For years, he's been dismissed as unstable, erratic, even delusional. But what happens when the crazy person turns out to have been telling the truth all along?
You're very naive and you don't understand how much we've evolved as a people. When you go look for somebody to marry, you don't find them by looking for what they have. Seek ye first the heart of the person, and everything else shall follow. Seek ye first the heart of the person, and everything else shall follow. They looking for money, they looking for that sex, they looking for that $1 million jet, the $1 million cars and shit. They're not looking for no Janet Jackson. Brother, if they was looking for Janet Jackson, she would be happy. She wouldn't have the whole world on her head right now, which is why she's in trouble. Ain't nobody trying to kill Orlando.
Why'd you say Janet Jackson's the real Diddy?
Because that's what I said and I meant it and it's the truth. You're not Diddy. You just trying to up shit because nigga she won't kill me. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you the nigga that was like, you was like, we the party people night and day, living crazy, that's the only way out tonight. That's you, gotta leave it thump it down, and just enjoy yourself. Gonna move, yeah.
Brown has spoken, time and time again, about the hidden side of Hollywood, the rituals, the initiations, the power players. And one name he's never been shy about calling out? Diddy. Gotta say no to Diddy, he once said in an interview. If there's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it. You can take the B, but he wants you.
I just said, you know what? No, I don't give a fuck. And then when you do that, wait a minute, he was supposed to be stuck there. No, I've been watching. while I was stuck there, when I had 500 million people on Zeus watching me, when I did I was watching.
Can someone come to Hollywood and not do drugs?
Yeah.
And be successful?
Oh, hell yeah. That's easy.
It's not a requirement.
Bro, the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the bitch, but he wants you. He ain't worried about that bitch. he is not worried about that bitch at all. Okay, he ain't.
At the time, people laughed. But now, after the 14-page indictment against Diddy was unsealed, people are starting to ask, did Orlando Brown know something we didn't? It's not just Brown either. The lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy alleges that their parties, held in New York, California, and Florida, were filled with drug-laced drinks and exploitation. A web of power and control where victims were lured in, silenced, and discarded.
More trouble for Diddy. Lawsuits after lawsuits. You know, a guy named Little Rod came out, sued him, accused him all types of stuff. You know, sexually assaulting women and putting pills in women's drinks and, you know, all types of stuff, man.
So who's doing what and why?
And, well, the Little Rod, he's an old producer for Diddy. He worked on, I guess, Diddy's last project. The dude says he never got paid. He's suing Diddy for money, and then also accusing Diddy of sexually assaulting or allowing people to sexually assault him, you know, and, you know, things that he's seen.
Why they talking about Diddy for?
What happened?
Why they talking about Diddy for?
Are they talking about him for?
What they say about Diddy?
He accused Diddy of putting pills in drinks and sexually assaulting people. They're also accusing him of sex trafficking. They got a list of stuff they're accusing him of.
So what did he accuse Diddy of?
Putting pills in women's drinks.
Oh, wow.
Sexually assaulting them.
What did he say Diddy's name was?
Sean Combs.
Oh, so he said that. And then, oh, that's crazy. Wow, I didn't know that.
Jay-Z and Diddy aren't just two of the biggest names in hip-hop. They're two of the most protected figures in the industry. But protection only lasts as long as the public is willing to look the other way. And lately, that's been getting a lot harder to do.
Bro, they call them parties, you know,
So wait.
They call them parties, brother.
So I gotta ask you. Look, I gotta ask you, bro. What's so good about Diddy, bro?
What's so good about my brother?
You know the man. So what, like?
He's different. He's different, man. You know, he gives you a chance based off of what you like in life. If you really, really, really want a chance in life and you want something, yo, the man had enough money to be able to be like, yo, bro, I'll f with you on this level. And I give you the bread, bro. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. And it's kind of, you know, equivalent to a person sitting in a building like, yo, man, look, I got an approval to make. I can stamp this approval, but bro, you gotta make sure this is really, really right. You make cakes for a living? I'm gonna make sure your cakes be smashing. Like, you know what I mean? And then he stuck a little dick in it. And there ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Diddy sticking a little dick in your cakes. I'm sorry, man.
Orlando, you said last time on our couch, you said Diddy is not going to jail. And
he never touched these cells. You know, we are shapeshifters by law. We are people of understanding by law.
Diddy's legal team says this is a smear campaign. But let's flip that for a second. What if the leaks weren't about justice at all? What if they were about control? Think about it. The footage of Diddy assaulting Cassie wasn't released in real time. It surfaced 5 months before he was arrested. Who had it? Who decided when to drop it? And more importantly, why now?
The prosecution weeks ago responded to the defense's letter, but they didn't focus so much on turning over the alleged sex tapes. They didn't want to turn them over, but rather what they focused on, what they accused the defense of, is they alleged the defense violated the protective order. They argued that the defense revealed just way too much about the content of these videos, even though the defense redacted certain portions of the videos in their letter to the court that we all saw. It was a public letter, but they say that's not enough. The prosecution argued that under the protective order, no portion of the videos should have been filed on that public docket without being filed under seal, basically meaning the public won't have an opportunity to see it. Or they shouldn't have filed it without the defense first talking with the government as to the proper designation. They say the defense did neither. So instead of talking with the government about this or redacting all of the content related to the videos, the defense, they argued, left unredacted descriptions and characterizations of material in these videos that was designated Attorney Eyes Only, AEO. They argued that by doing this and kind of telling the world what these videos, in their opinion, show, this threatens the privacy of the victims in this case. And they asked the court to remove it from the public filing, have it be refiled with full redactions. The defense objected to that, so they responded in a follow-up letter to the judge. They said, okay, tell you what, we'll agree to make redactions, but judge, and we need you to allow us to refile this letter, but with narrower redactions. They argued that what the government is asking for is way too overbroad, that we shouldn't have to redact everything. That, look, judge, the government started this. The government has been quite specific about details of freak-offs and what they're alleging the evidence will show. We have a right to respond. We have a right to provide our own description, our own characterization of what these videos are. And the defense also argued that there is a presumption of the public having access to all the details about these videos. Again, videos of freak-offs are the government's key piece of evidence. The public has a right to know, and Combs' rights are being compromised by not having the proper access to this video evidence.
A judge's ruling may have shut down Diddy's claims of a government smear, but it did something far more important. It forced us to ask deeper questions. Who's really in control? Who decides when the next downfall begins? And if Diddy's empire is crumbling today, who's next?
He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Just this week, prosecutors said they served Combs as head of security with a search warrant for his electronic devices.
You can rest assured that the feds have already talked to the people who worked for Combs, and all of those people have already probably given statements.
The 54-year-old has pleaded not guilty to charges he led a criminal conspiracy that abused women. The indictment alleged some of Combs' employees helped set up freak-offs in which women were forced into sex acts with male prostitutes. Prosecutors said they booked hotel rooms, stocked them with supplies, and arranged travel for the sex workers.
One thing is certain, this story isn't over. If you want to keep up with this story as it unfolds, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be diving even deeper into the secrets the industry doesn't want you to know. Because trust us, this is only the beginning.